now we have reached to the next training. How many of you have a LinkedIn account? I believe all of us, I can see everyone, like I can see only Wafa and Dibawi and Muhammad Figaruddin and Denish, and I'm sure that all of us have a LinkedIn account. But the question is, how many of you has an active one? And how many? Okay, I know, Raymond, of course, duh. My LinkedIn account, I might have lots of people there. I don't know how to use it in the right way. So now this session made for me, actually both sessions made for me. Let's hear from our next presenter, getting popular with LinkedIn. Our next presenter, Raymond, shot up his popularity through his LinkedIn profile, reaching out his offerings to a huge audience in LinkedIn. So ladies and gentlemen, again, either we hack his account or we learn from him how he is doing this and we do the same. Thank you so much, and let's hear from our presenter, DTM Raymond Barrera. Screen is yours.
Thank you, DTM Arij. Can you just hear me, see me move? Just confirm on that. Yes, we got a confirmation. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, thank you, DTM Cadgeton, for that fabulous training on YouTube. And yes, I too as well have my own YouTube channel, but now I have a lot more inspiration on probably making more money. I've yet to reach the monetization criteria, but I'm going to get there. Thank you so much. And now we get into how to get popular on LinkedIn. Now, before we get into that, I just want to make sure I'm not going to be sharing anything on the screen. You're going to view me on my little box, which you can highlight and make it big, because that's how I feel we have to move on. And you're going to see me there. Now, a little thing that we need to know, first of all, is who am I? My name is Raymond Pereira, and I have approximately just 5,000 quality followers. Now, I say 5,000, it's not a big number, but in that 5,000, I probably have around 700 CEOs, 500 CFOs, trainers, investors, people who want to do business with me, people who want to give me jobs, and so many other things. A little bit about me: I am a happiness index coach. I am a certified trainer. I'm currently in process to be a certified LinkedIn instructor and a certified Google trainer. It's in process, and hopefully by the end of this year, these two major certifications will come to me. What to expect today? Very simple. 5 things. An incident in my life. What is LinkedIn? Why I got bored on LinkedIn, on board on LinkedIn, elements of LinkedIn and the steps that we need to follow, and LinkedIn Premium, if we really need LinkedIn Premium or not. So I'm going to explain all of this in these 45 minutes. It's a basic masterclass which will just get you on board and tell you what to do. Before we start, I'm going to tell you a little story, a small story that explains social media. When I was a small guy, a small kid, when I was in India, I would take my mom to the market. And every 10 meters we rode on the bike, she would pinch me and say hello. What? Say hello to that guy. Hello. Another 10 minutes, she would pinch me and say hello to that guy. I don't know him. She's like, no, say your hello. And I said hello. Little further down, there was a dog. She pinched me again and she said, say hello to that dog. I was like, that's a dog. Why should I say hello? That dog belongs to that uncle. So say hello to the dog. So she kept telling me to say hello to everybody on the street, whether I knew the person, I didn't know the person, whether it was a dog, a cat, a buffalo, say your hello. Now, when we reached home, I asked her, why do you want me to say hello to everybody on the street? She said, Raymond, that is called the art of networking, because you don't know that one day that person or that dog or that cat will help you in some way. And that is the foundation of the Goan social society. I come from Goa, a beautiful place. If you ever get an opportunity to come down, you will see the close-knit circle of our society where we are just social to everybody, literally everybody. Because yes, one, we like to be social. Two, we want to see how our relationship can benefit each other. And three, we are just happy people. Some of you have actually visited Goa and some of you are from Goa. You will probably agree with what I say coming to Goa is all about. Yes, that's DTM Wafa. Likewise, LinkedIn follows the same concept. It is not like other social media where either you only accept your family or your friends or your boss's friends. No, in LinkedIn, you are supposed to know as much as people that you want to know. Those people need to know as much as information that you can give to them. But as DTM Cajetan said, a focused audience. Why are you in LinkedIn for? Who do you want to meet? What do you want LinkedIn to do for you? So keeping in mind all these basic things, you need to understand when you sign up for LinkedIn, do you want a job? Do you want to be just popular? Do you want to promote your brand? Like maybe you're a trainer, you're a speaker, you're a businessman, you're a chef, you make lovely pastries like a Areej. What do you want to do on LinkedIn? Now the question is, do you, like if you're going to talk about DT Areej, if you're going to try her pastries, she makes really lovely pastries. But the point is you're not promoting the pastries. You're promoting the talent of DTM Areej. You're not promoting Cajetan's videos, but you're promoting the talent of Cajetan. You're not promoting Wafa's amazing training sessions. You're promoting the talent of Wafa. So basically, LinkedIn is to promote you and what you can do, not what you have done. Through what you have done, you'll promote your products, your stuff, all these things, yes, but people will see the person behind it. Like if you look at Elon Musk, the CEO of Tesla, LinkedIn doesn't promote his cars. LinkedIn promotes Elon Musk. LinkedIn doesn't promote the president of the United States. LinkedIn promotes Joe Biden. It's a people network. People go there for other people. People go there for talent. People go there for information about this person and the group of people they are working with. So I will explain these three things before we get into LinkedIn, and I will show you what I have done, which you guys can do. When I started working in Kuwait, I had friends. Now I have friends in this group as well. I know DTM Wafa, I know DTM Arvind, I know DTM Areej, and many others. But if I only know them, I would go, Wafa, give me a job. And she was like, how many people I have given jobs? Okay, I'd come to my list. Arvind, give me a business that he has. I would still go to the same people because they are my Toastmaster friends. But tomorrow, if I want new friends, I don't want to go to another Toastmaster club because I know that Toastmaster club will tell me, come join, become a member and make me pay. How can I make new friends without any commitment? LinkedIn.com. LinkedIn.com will allow you to meet professional people, focused professional people, by doing basic things, by adding value to yourself. And we will come to that. So I wanted to meet a lot more people. So last year when there was curfew and COVID and all the crazy things that happened to us, I decided to build my LinkedIn profile. And how I did that? By working on my profile. That's one. Finding a network. That is two. Working with groups. That is three. And finally, LinkedIn telling me, Raymond, you have an all-star profile. That is literally out of this world. And that took effort. And I will share with you bit by bit. So we will go directly to point number 4, where I will show you what LinkedIn is all about. Anybody who has questions, they can please feel free to put it on the chat and I will pick it up on and time again. I hope you can see my screen. It may be a little blurred. I don't want you to read anything, as GTM Kajitan said. I want you to understand the concept of LinkedIn. Now, I have a premium profile, but we're not going to talk about premium. We're going to talk about the free profile and what all it does. The free profile does everything that you want to be popular. The premium profile gives you much more, which we're going to talk about, but you don't need it unless you are going to build yourself totally. So let's focus on LinkedIn. Welcome to my account. In my account, we have, let's go to my account. This is my account, which talks to me about who I am. First thing about LinkedIn is what you see, your photograph. You need to have a very clear photograph, which tells the audience by even looking at it, what does a photograph see? Now tell me on the chat, when you saw my photograph, which I'll pop up over here, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? Write on the chat. Public speaker, that you can hold a mic. Yes, of course. Trainer, speaker, trainer, singer. Wow, thank you so much, Samer. You're a trainer, public speaker, and so on. Presenter. So the first thing, an MCM, or the Master of Ceremonies. So when I look, motivational speaker, thank you so much, Fakhruddin. That felt really nice. So the first thing, when you have a right photograph, which is clear, nothing on the background, you're not partying, you're not in the holiday, you're not going to the gym, unless that's what you want to promote. Your picture needs to talk 1,000 words. So whatever you have to put that picture. So people, when they're looking for you, you need to have the right photograph. And once that comes is your proper name, how you would address it. If you're a doctor, Dr. So-and-so. If you are a judge, Judge so-and-so. Call your name as your salutation demands it. This is your status or your title. These are the keywords that you have to put in your LinkedIn. So people will identify. So if I am searching, for example, let's say I'm searching for Wafa, and I find Wafa, what comes here is that title that you put over there. If you don't put it, LinkedIn will just take whatever is there in your resume, and it may not be the right thing. So you have to write it. So when you go to this little pencil over here, you can actually write your headline. And in the next 2 positions that will appear on the right. Now I tell people that I work for the Parliament of Kuwait. That's my primary job. And what I've studied in my last study. So I've told LinkedIn, show people what you want to do. So if you're doing this for Toastmasters, say you are, this is your title in Toastmasters, or this is what you have reached. You are a public speaking champion. If you're doing this for work, you have to say it. So this is your main information where you can put your headline. And some people put a lot of their credentials. I have seen people put tons of credentials. It gets really confusing. Put the ones that you want to promote. So if I'm promoting myself as a public speaker, I want to talk about my DTM. I want to talk about my training. I want to talk about my NLP. And I have a couple of more things that I have, which I will add gradually. So I will put them, but if you put too much of it, it gets a little confusing. Then you need to tell people, where is your contact? I'm telling people I'm in Kuwait right now. So I tell people I'm in Kuwait. So people looking for me, they find me that, oh, this guy is in Kuwait. So it's okay for him to work with us. Then whether I am ready to work, I have to say that I am ready to work. If I'm not ready to work, then I have to say I don't want to work. So I have to tell them what kind of titles that I could be interested in. Consultant, manager, specialist, director, corporate trainer, which countries I'm ready to work at this moment, or whether I want to work remotely, immediately, or flexible, or full-time, part-time. You have to tell LinkedIn what you want to do. Now, if you do not want to work, then you can close it and just say, I'm a businessman. I'm looking for business opportunities. I'm looking for affiliation and tie-ups. If you are hiring others, then you can enable the hiring features. Now, this is my dashboard. And now this is the all-star, which tells me that, Raymond, you have an amazing profile. And I will come to that, but I will come to this dashboard later. So it tells you what exactly is happening to my profile. The next thing is about. Who are you? A lot of people do not put their about information. And this is like your profile. Who are you? Where I have written that I have been a multi-talented individual and I'm doing a lot of stuff. I've also said I have 20 years of IT experience and I have done so many things. I've given them a small brief of what I'm doing, a couple of adventure stuff, and who I am passionate about. I write all these things. It's a lot, but the reason I write these words is because LinkedIn picks up keywords. I'll tell you what keywords it would pick up. It would pick up companies, India, Middle East, 20 years. It would pick up technology, the Parliament of Kuwait, security, B2B, G2G. These are keywords that LinkedIn searches for. And it takes it out of your about profile so that when tomorrow somebody is searching for, let's say, an adventure tourism guy, here it is. It picks up your profile. You need to be searchable. The more searchable you are, the more, like if you look at in the last, let's say 1 week, 588 times I was found. And by 76 people, they found me that many times. And 77 times I was actually searched for by my name or by a particular keyword. Then you have the featured option. In the featured option, I can add my Facebook account, my Instagram account, my website of my own, my YouTube account, any certifications that I may have. I can edit them and put them in any form. So tomorrow from my LinkedIn page, I can send them to my other social media profiles, whether it's my Instagram account, whether it's my Facebook account. Now in each of my profile, I have my followers. I never copy the same content in different places because what works for YouTube may not work for Instagram. What works for Instagram may not work for Twitter. So each profile has its own type of content designed for them. Now let's come to your profile in LinkedIn. By the way, these are the amount of followers I have. I will come to my followers. I have, as of now, 5,282 followers, and they are quality followers. They are not fake followers. They are CEOs, CFOs, people that I want to work with. I'm having business deals with them, and so on. Now, let's come to my experience. Now, this profile, these objectives that I have, and all these things I've written about my job was something I did 3-4 years ago. But the new practice now, when you write about yourself, you need to understand, I've written a lot. On your CV, you need to write less. On LinkedIn, you need to put forward your achievements. LinkedIn wants to know, people want to know. They will read if they are really interested, if you're adding value. Now, In the past, you would write your responsibilities and objectives of what all you did. But today, this is also changing. People do not want your in detailed work. People want how you have benefited the company. Like if you have brought sales from 1000 KD to 500,000 KD, that is what you write. But you need to use keywords. Like again, keywords are very important on LinkedIn. For example, government organization, parliamentary, software infrastructure, networking hardware, integrated notification. All these keywords is what LinkedIn actually searches for. And it knows, okay, this is a government organization. Then it looks for words like consultant, consultancy. Like it shows that Raymond has been working 11 years in the parliament, 12 years in this company, another 19 years for this company. It also knows that Raymond is actively involved in progressive politics and he's a political consultant. He is a CEO of a couple of more companies, and these are all my current opportunities. I was working for this company for a short time, for 11 years. So it knows my history, that anybody knows that, okay, Raymond is totally a management guy. So even if you're going to do this for Toastmasters and you are one of the VP membership, so you focus on your journey as Toastmasters. You are focused on what your profile is trying to do. Each profile, like let me edit one profile. Let me look at my first one. What is my current job? I edit it. It tells me where I am, which country, if I want to end any of the jobs, update it. If I want to upload photos of that particular job, I want to put links to that particular job. I can, if I make any updates, I can share it with the entire network that I have or not share it at all. So this is how you have to update. Now this is basically general, which most of you already are doing, but I would suggest, please, again, write details about your job, achievements about your job, and how you make this happen. Now let's go down. I've done a lot of work in my life in the last 20 years of my experience. Then comes your education. What is your education? Where have you studied? Now these are education. These are your primary. They are not your certificates. They are not your certification, not Toastmasters, and no, it's your primary education. You have to add them all over here. And then comes the next section, which is your license certificate, which comes DTM, any training profiles that you have done, your IT professions, everything. Now I have done a lot of them, so it keeps increasing. The more you have done, keep adding them. It shows that you are involved because there are dates. These dates are very important to show anybody who's interested that you are up to date. You need to ensure that your LinkedIn profile is up to date. Every 3 months, at least have a look at it, change anything that you want from there. So I've been keeping on studying on a lot of stuff. And even my Toastmaster things are distinguished Toastmasters here, issued in 2019. I keep updating everything that I do. So people know that I'm a guy who loves to learn. I'm always up with the trends and so on. Multinational companies or people who want to work with you love to see your volunteering experience. If you have done any form of volunteering experience, I have been with Kiva.org for the last 14 years. I have been with this club and so on. I have a newspaper that I had for so on. I've been doing many other things where it shows that I have been contributing to society. LinkedIn knows that this guy is doing something for the world, giving back to society. That makes it more popular. There is something called a skill test. I would advise all of you to do a skill test because it will tell you what are your keywords. Okay, Raymond is good in this, Raymond is good in this, and then people will endorse you saying, yes, Raymond is popular with business processes. So these many people said Raymond is, and they are kind of confirming it. So the more people who tell you that this is what you got, LinkedIn will actually start giving people recommendations. And you want a data scientist, go to Raymond. You want a public speaker, go to Raymond, because more people have endorsed you based on the skill test that you did. And it complete. Like 33 people told me that I'm good in management. 33 people told LinkedIn that I'm good in software development, and so on. And these are, I'll come back to this when we are going to premium. What are the tools that I'm good at? What are my interpersonal skills? Is a team, I'm supposedly a very good team player. I'm okay with training, emotional leadership, and so on. Now comes the most important thing, which many people do not do: recommendations. When people recommend you or you give recommendations to others, LinkedIn makes you a trusted profile. But don't take recommendations from every Tom, Dick, and Harry. Yes, you can if you want to. But if you get recommendations from 1, industry leaders, 2, from different countries, and 3, positive recommendation, your profile will go public. I'll tell you how. I have a recommendation from Hazem. Now, if you look at his profile, he's a certified agile practitioner. That means somebody from the project management industry has given me a recommendation. That makes a lot of value. My second recommendation is Mr. Mohammed Shukri. He's an accredited speaker. So an accredited speaker has given me a recommendation. And that is like, wow. And he's a coach and he's a live speaker. I got a recommendation from an architect named Alina Paul. So that industry has also endorsed me. My previous manager, he's a general manager from a Canadian firm, has given me a recommendation. So it's a general manager. I'm from Canada. I have a guy called Alan Paul, which most of you know, who's given me a recommendation and now working in the UK. So I got a recommendation from UK and from Alan Paul. I have someone as an analyst who has given me a recommendation. Hazem was so happy with me, he gave me one more. So 2 recommendations. I have a recommendation from a founder, someone who started a company. I have a recommendation from a behavioralist analyst. I have a recommendation from this guy from the United States of America. I have a recommendation from an HR consultant who is an international recruiter, and he's given me 2 recommendations. I have another from an executive director, and finally from a senior project manager. So when I get recommendation from multiple industries, multiple countries, what does that make my profile? It makes it very authentic, that this guy makes sense. And people can read it. These are all public information. It's not hidden from anybody. And the same way, I have also given recommendations. Now, given recommendations are not shown to the public until you visit the person who you have given the recommendation to. So I have also given recommendation, and how to ask for a recommendation. You click here, you say, ask for a recommendation. Who do you want to ask? I want to ask Arvind. So it says, Arvind Babu, I share my relationship with him, and we work together in different companies. At that time, I was still in the parliament, and I say, next. I'm like, hi, Arvind, could you write me a recommendation? And it would mean a lot to me. Thanks, Raymond. And I would say send. So Arvind would get an email a couple of hours later, and it would be a link that he can give a recommendation for me, and he can also ask me for my recommendation for him. So please, you want to make your LinkedIn profile amazing, do your recommendations. Very, very important to do that. And see, you see over here, the request has been sent. Now, what is the benefit of your network? Once you do all of this, have a nice, cute little banner on top. This is my own verse, which says evolution is man-made. So people can find me easily over there. Now, let us go to my network. As you see, a lot of people are trying to add me. A lot of people, if I keep looking at more, I check them out. I'm like, okay, this person is a computer technician in Alganim. Let me check it out. I study their profile and see if I can give any value. But now when I look at their profile, there isn't much information of what that person is doing. Now I have a choice. Do I agree or don't agree? But there is another thing. This person is considered a second network, not the first. First means they are directly already accepted me. Second means that this person has some connections, 18 mutual connections that we have together. But then there are people who are not, they're considered as third network, which are not here right now. So this way we can see who are there. Now let's go back to my network. I can either add more people. Like for example, this guy is an owner. Let's look at him. Now, if you notice, he has no background. His picture is in a car. It's not focused. It looks okay, but you need to have a professional photo. Now, again, he doesn't have much details, but I know the guy. Now, I can connect with him because he's an owner and I want to deal with some business. So I would say more. And I would say, now, if he has not allowed people to connect, then he will not see them. But I would like to follow him for now. I can follow him and monitor. But if I say connect, I would say add a note. Oops, sorry, it directly went. Let me get somebody else. Let's say this guy, I would say connect, and I would say add a note. Always add a note. If you directly send, it becomes spam. So add a note like, hey, I found your profile interesting. Would love to see if we could connect and look for combined business opportunities. And I would send. If the person agrees, great. If the person doesn't agree, it's okay. There are other ways to reach the person. So let's go back to my network. Now let me show you what I've done as I kept connecting with people, like-minded people. So now if I look for CEO, and I say search, and I would say all filters, and I would say only the first connection, meaning people who are directly connected with me. And I would say show. So you can see now in Kuwait, I have connected with Khalid Al Rumi, he's the chief executive officer, Lama Al Fadal, chief executive officer, Nawaf Al Arbash, chief executive officer, Ghazi Al Hajri, chief executive officer. So I am in touch with the CEOs of big companies in Kuwait alone. And now I'm already talking to them. In fact, I have coffee with some of them, all because of LinkedIn. So if you notice now, all CEOs and so on, and keep searching, and it says 639 results, and I can keep going more. Okay, if I don't want CEO, I want trainer. Again, I said the first connection, let me see the filters. Filter says first connection, meaning those who are connected with me. I have Yusuf, I have Colin, I have Mohammed, he's a Cisco IT trainer. I have so many people. Oh, Dr. Makluf, our president of our club. He's also following me and I'm following him. We are connected and we have coffee all the time. So we have so many trainers because they're already connected with me. And this is how, and then I can continue my discussion, ask them what we can work with and take it from there. Arvind is sharing something and we can have a look at that in some time. So this is how you build your contacts and you focus your contacts. Now I was looking for CEOs so I can do business with them. I was looking for trainers. I was looking for CIOs who are chief information officers. That is my boss. This is my boss who is my first contact as well. I was looking for CTOs, technological, because I'm an IT guy. I come from that background. 54 contacts already in my profile and I'm already in touch with most of them. So this is how so how do I get a CEO to like me? So let's go for CEO again, search for them. I remove my filter and I say, okay, no longer first. I'm looking for a second level contact. So results. Oops, they have a problem. Let's search again. Yes. Now let's remove the filter and I would say second contact again, search results. Okay, this guy, Rashid Farouk, he's the founder of One-to-One, and I want to connect with this guy. Now I noticed that over here, we have 30 shared connections with this guy. So I'm like, okay, he knows Abdullah Al-Najjar. That's great. So I could go back to him and say, add a note and say, hey, Mr. or Rashid, if you want to be a little more casual and say, I noticed your profile and I noticed we have a common friend between each other and I feel we can do some business together. Or I feel we can work together and get to know. You can break down your communication skills as you have learned in Toastmasters or in any other way that you have learned, but you can connect with them. And if they see that your profile is mind-blowing, if they see you have good recommendations, if they see your websites and everything is updated, they will connect with you and so on. I don't want to connect with this guy because I personally do not know him, or I not even personally, I feel I do not want to deal with one-to-one order the company that is. But if I still want to meet him, I have no choice, no problem at all. Coming to searching for businesses, like I want to search for Kuwait Automotive Company. Now, this is where you want to deal with a company. It says this company has jobs and it has around 9,000 followers. So let's go to that company and say there are people. So it tells me that these people are actually working in these companies. Now, either I find somebody I know, or most of the case, as LinkedIn is to be popular and to get to know more network of people, I want to deal with the digital marketing guy, because I'm a digital marketing guy, I'm a social media guy. And I was like, let me check this guy out. Okay, he's the digital marketing guy. He also has a very good about, a small one. He's got 88 people, but he's at least written something about what he does. Now, from here, I can connect with him and talk to him. Hey, Mr. Mohammed, I would like to connect with you on certain ideas that we have and we share and so on. So this way you can find people, like especially if you're doing Toastmasters, you want to promote Toastmasters, which DT and Priscilla wanted to share. You go to companies and you search for HR people. You search for trainers. You search for people who are involved in communication skill, like the sales department or sales manager, because definitely they want to improve the speaking skills of their salespeople. So you search for companies, and like I'm going to go for Kuwait Airways. It's a company, and I want to check it out. It's got, wow, 100,000 people. And I want to see the people in Kuwait Airways. Now here I can search, and I'm going to say HR. And I'd say next. So it will tell me all the HR people that are there. Now this guy is private, so he doesn't want to be found. But this one is a human resources officer. So you can connect to her. You can connect to Saju Thomas, Dr. Lafi, Juvel Fernandez, and try to reach out and, hey, I am Kuwait Challengers Toastmasters, and I would like you to meet you or talk to you about improving the communication skills of your people. And even if you're a trainer or if you're looking for a job, you reach out to them and people will get an email that's saying, hey, this person was interested in finding out. And we as human beings, we are always curious. We are always socially inclined. What does this person want to do? Why is this person contacting me? And if your message is so clear and you're not trying to just sell anything and you just want to be into a good relationship and you want to figure out that, hey, we have something healthy and we can learn from each other, it works. Now, if you look at my messaging, it was my birthday recently. So I have people wishing me, writing to me. Okay, sorry, it's a bit cut out. So put it over here. So yeah, you have people sending me messages, discussions, all of them. Like this guy, he wished me recently. And I know him, he's an army colonel, and we are already discussing stuff outside LinkedIn. And he's also a trainer. Oops, sorry, I missed him. Here it is. And we open his profile. And he's in United Arab Emirates, and he's got a lot of certificates. And he's a security guy. He's into operations. Beautifully done. So has put his education, all his license, where he volunteered, his endorsement, and again his 10 recommendations. Beautifully done. Very, very nicely done CV. And of course, I will not see the all-star recommendation from him. That is only for you from LinkedIn. So Why do you want to get popular? Because you want to reach out to the world. You want to get opportunities. You want to take your business to the next level. You want to make new friends. You want to get a job. You want to go to another country. And there are other things. Let's go to the home page. There are in LinkedIn, like Facebook, there are groups. For example, public speaking groups. You can search for groups, and inside these groups, there are people who say, hey, I'm looking for a French speaking English language trainer. Hey, I want to provide something. Hey, teachers, and thank you so much. And there are a lot of people. So even as Toastmasters, you can contact these groups. Many times in the past, I've reached out to groups on LinkedIn, and I've got members for clubs, for public speaking. If I want to do like, there are so many groups that I'm a member of, like working remotely, tips, how to work remotely. There are a lot of people giving suggestions. So there are a lot of free learning opportunities over here. I'm also, there's a group called Kuwait Group, which has approximately 11,000 members. You can post your stuff over here, post your offerings. See, people post a lot of posters. Yes, you can push your products, but primarily people look for who is this person promoting this product. Does it make any sense? So when they look at it, it's like, hey, he doesn't have much information. So if you, everything goes back to your profile. All of them will drill down whatever you're posting, whatever you're doing, all back to your profile. Let's go to my thing. For example, I have these many people, like this person promoted something about them. Not really interested. This one wrote a profile. I'm like, okay, this guy does this. Let me go down. Let me see something interesting. Dr. George Storm. He wrote some really good article. I really liked his article. I want to see what we go back to his profile and see who this person is. He's a CIO of Daimler from China. He's done a lot of stuff. So you all go back to the profile of the person. So before you go to the features of LinkedIn, build your profile. Take your time. It will take time. I know it's an effort. Take your coffee. You can sit with me or with your mentors and start building your profile. The remaining part is just like Facebook, where you can see comments. You can, like this guy, he's from Goa. He's also a Toastmaster. He's working in KPMG. He looks like, I notice he has Cadgeton as his follower. He's also online. I can chat with him. Lovely profile, good photo, a very nice photo. I can see he's got some good stuff here. These are his top skills. Remember the skills which were there? It automatically shows. Now I have to endorse it. I know the guy, he's very good in team leadership. I agreed with that. Again, his articles that he featured, his experience, all that is done. Now, let's even wrote his volunteer. He written over here about Toastmasters that he volunteered in. His accomplishments, interest. He doesn't have testimonials or endorsements. He needs to do that. Now comes to the final part, which is premium. Like many things, social media is not free. Either they are having advertisements or they are having memberships. LinkedIn also has membership. And if you want to subscribe for a paid membership, I'll tell you what it does. For me as a person, it has helped me understand in detail who is viewing my profile. It told me that in the last 90 days, 100% of increase. It told me that these interesting people viewed your profile. This is an HR performance officer in Equate. That means somebody from the oil company is checking me out. Someone in my industry, IT, is checking me out. If it's not paid, it doesn't tell you who. It just tells you somebody did. But if it's a paid feature, it costs approximately 15 KD a month, but it gives you a lot of features if you're focusing on LinkedIn. It tells me which people have done, like, let's look over here. In the last, it told me that this person checked out, Hazim checked out my profile. Leon, I believe he's here. He was here. I saw him earlier, checked out my profile. Francis, someone from Al Sayed, I think I should ask Cadgeton, who checked me out. Finance industry, So it tells me people who have been checking out my resume or my profile. So I can go back and like say, hey, Miss Muni, I can write to her and say, hey, I noticed you checked out my profile. Is there something we can do together? Is there something we can focus on? And so on. So it tells me that. Another thing it tells me is about jobs. Now you can apply for LinkedIn jobs without a paid profile. It can be free. But if you have a paid profile, it does the recommendations for me. Like LinkedIn is telling me, Raymond, apply for this company. It's in India. It's a general manager in IT. It tells me, Raymond, apply in this company. It's in India. It's the CTO. And now let me try. I'm like, oh, wow, I need to apply for this. Now, when I apply, it will tell me all the details of the job, but there's something beautiful. It will tell me, Raymond, if you apply, you are in the top 25%. You have a better chance. It tells you that these are the requirements. You have 5 out of the top 10 skills. So it tells me what are my chances? Do I really apply or not? It tells me what are the level of applicants. 102 were seniors like yourself. 33 had an MBA like I do. 37 tells me exactly what it also tells me from where the people applied. So it gives me the statistics to tell me where I stand. Do I stand a chance or do it useless at all? So it gives me all this information. But the best thing that I like that it told me that, okay, I can contact the HR person directly because I'm a premium person. Otherwise, it doesn't give this option. See, this option will come, send an email which goes directly to the person without any problems. Now, what is another thing it also tells me is what kind of qualification I would need. I would need these qualifications. So if I don't have it, I can study it. It tells me exactly how to improve myself. But the best thing that LinkedIn does if you have a paid profile is LinkedIn training. LinkedIn training is an unlimited database of all the training material you would need. I'll give you an example. Like if this is my studies right now, what I have studied from LinkedIn so far. I've done 18 courses in the last. Managing career, learn to teach online, how to increase your career, learning Zoom, how to succeed, impromptu speaking, art of asking instead of telling. I keep studying from LinkedIn. And what I'm still doing in progress, I'm learning security, breaking out ethical hacking, pitching yourself, thieves of happiness. So there are so many courses that LinkedIn has. Like for example, I'm going to search for selling skills. And for that 10 or 15 KD that you're spending in a month, or if you're in from India, which is approximately, if I am not mistaken, about 1,000 rupees or so, you have so many skills, unlimited amount of training and courses that LinkedIn will train you. And they are not average courses. These are professional trainers who are training you with these courses. And once you finish the course, automatically LinkedIn updates your profile that you did this LinkedIn training. So friends, there's a lot more that we can do. This is just a 45 minutes basic overview of how you can get popular on LinkedIn. So friends, best of luck. Hoping to see all of you online on LinkedIn and getting popular and getting more and more famous by the day. So with that, these are my, 1 minute, let me load it. Yes, these are my accounts. I'm called the IT Goan on social media. You can look me up. And in the meantime, if you have any questions, you're free to ask. Over to the Master of Ceremonies, DT Marie Jaffer.